Hello and a good evening to you here on WMAQ, Chicago's finest second city radio. My name is Hubbub Bologne. This is the Continental League of Baseball's evening game as we bring you Teetotalers baseball, where the Teetotalers take on the New York Haberdashers in the second game of a three-game series. Beg your pardon. The Teetotalers did in fact get the win just 2 nights ago by a score of 5-4 over the Haberdashers to come within one game in the series. And they sit currently at 9-10. The Haberdashers at 10-9. And with a win today, they would be tied with the Haberdashers in the Continental League season and potentially sweeping the series tomorrow here at Rothstein Park. Could go ahead and have a winning record, which is something that the Teetotalers have not had for much of the season. Beautiful evening this evening here at Rothstein Park in Chicago, Illinois. And we look forward to bringing to you this game. So at this point, let's head down to our public address announcer, as he will go ahead and introduce the teams and bring them onto the field. Hello and welcome to Rothstein Park here in beautiful Chicago, Illinois, as the Chicago Teetotalers play host in the second game of this series to the New York Haberdashers. At this time, allow me to introduce the starting lineup and batting order of the visiting New York Haberdashers. Batting first, the second baseman, number 7. Batting first, the second baseman, number 23, Trevor Knockmore. Batting second, the first baseman, number 5, Murky Goodbar. Batting third, the shortstop, number 16, Stokely Hathaway. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 8, Stump Phillips. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 7, Hubie Guzel. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 40, Whiny Jagoff. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 12, Doug Lumps. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 46, Boob Jenner. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher for the New York Haberdashers, number 36, Rasmus Auctions. And at this time, please get to your feet and give a warm welcome to your home team, the Chicago Teetotalers. Batting first, the shortstop, number 42, Bowtie Harvey. Batting second, the first baseman, number 3, Gert Johnson. Batting third, the right fielder, number 27, Throat Boulder. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 35, Cowie Bangett. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 49, Stink Success. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 17, Curtis Burgess. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 11, Spray Bradley. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 2, Nevada Escargot. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher for the Chicago Teetotalers, number 19, Hunky Carpenter. Well, that's a rousing crowd tonight here in Chicago, downtown Chicago. Beautiful, beautiful spot for baseball as we welcome you all to Rothstein Park. Once again, the Haberdashers, the away team, will be up to the plate very first, as Hunky Carpenter will take the mound for the Chicago Teetotalers, facing Trevor Knockmore, who has been the leadoff hitter in a couple of recent games for New York. Knockmore has been very much. That's going to fall and be a fair ball for a single.
Knockmore has been quite the player for the Haberdashers. Batting .299. He's going to be over 300 after that hit. And looks like we're going for it. Nope, fielder's choice. Gert Jungsen hitting it right at Hunky Carpenter, excuse me. And that should be a potential Fancy Dan. Jungsen gets back on the base and a Fancy Dan. 1-2-3 inning, even though there was one hit. And right off the bat, a Fancy Dan. Brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. An array of styling salves, pomades, and gelatin-based hair replacement products. That's going to go very far to Hubie Goozle. And it looks like a double is going to be the start of this offensive rush from Bowtie Harvey. Bowtie Harvey been quite the player, batting .273 going into today's game. 4 RBIs, 2 home runs. This is Gert Jungsen, and Gert is going to go for it. His 5th home run of the season, his 11th and 12th RBIs. Gert Jungsen with a home run to put the Teetotalers in the lead by a score of 2-0 after just 3 pitches from Rasmus Auctions. And that is to Industry. That home run brought to you by Industry. Industry's brands of colognes, perfumes, and other fragrances. If someone you love loves how you smell, you just say, my dear. That's Industry. And Goozle gonna stretch himself out. Goozle might be getting hurt the way he's hurling himself all around the ground. That's another double, this time for Cowie Bangett in the cleanup spot. Here's Stink Success coming in off the bench for Umpty Pool, resting on his pool. And Success looking to go for it. Oh, but Whitey Jagoff gets to it. And there will be a tag up, and into third base is Cowie Bangett. Something you love to see, and again, this will be potentially, if he can chase it out. No, he cannot. Curtis Burgess, the backup catcher, coming in for Movie Pound Cake today. That's the first out. So 2 runs off 3 hits for the Teetotalers, and they enjoy a 2-0 lead after just 1 inning. And we see Stump Phillips in the cleanup spot coming to the plate for the Haberdashers. Stump Phillips batting .356. He will strike out. Does not do that all too often. That's the 8th strikeout for Stump Phillips. He's very much feast or famine, but he's got 14 RBIs. Aside from Murky Goodbye, I believe he leads the team in runs batted in. And we are seeing Hubie Goozle batting .384. The higher regulars to have a batting average so high, and he's going to fly out right to the pitcher. Here's Whitey Jagoff facing again Hunky Carpenter. Hunky Carpenter. Tell you a little about Mr. Carpenter. He is He is in fact 0-2 out of the starting 4 games. Foul ball! Has an average of just over 6 innings a game. So we hope to see a nice win in the column. It'll be his first official win. He's 0-2. Only 1 strikeout. He's been kind of a ground ball pitcher. 7.013 is his ERA. And he gets 2 scoreless innings out of New York. Here is Spray Bradley. 7th in the lineup. Bottom of the lineup for this inning for the Teetotalers. In the bottom of the 2nd. And Spray Bradley is going to pop that one up. It's going to be foul unless it's caught. Could not make the jump, Whitey Jagoff. Not for lack of trying, but in fact. That's going to be a walk, bringing up Nevada Escargot. Nevada Escargot. is going to send that one into left field, and it is going to be to industry yet again. A second home run here in this game. For the Teetotalers, a second in just as many. In just as many innings, it is 4-0 to the Teetotalers, and Hubbub Bologne is going to field that one, and they're going to continue this run. I believe no outs at the very moment. And here is Bowtie Harvey back at the top of the lineup for the Haberdashers. Strike one does Gert Johnson. Gert Johnson had a home run in the first inning. He's going to fly that one out to left fielder. That is Stump Phillips with the catch. And third in the lineup is Throat Boulder. I must say the Chicago Teetotalers have been putzing and fidgeting around with their batting order. I kind of like what they've been doing. There's going to be a potential Fancy Dan. He's not going to run it out. A Fancy Dan double play. All due to a diving catch, a spectacular diving catch by Stokely Hathaway. Bully to him for that. But that Fancy Dan double play brought to you by Fancy Dan. Follicle products put more pop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. Doug Lumps, the catcher for the Haberdashers, up to bat here in the top of the third. If you've just joined us here on the radio, it is 4-0 in favor of the Teetotalers. You have missed quite the ballyhoo as a Gert Johnson 2-run home run followed up. I believe it was a 2-run home run from, who was it again? I believe it was Nevada Escargot. Yes, Nevada Escargot with a home run. I had to check my notes. That's going to be out number 2 as Rasmus Auction at the pitcher spot. Coming up, and he has had quite the day already. If he could bring something to life for this Haberdashers team. He's going to be safe after a bit of a misfielding. So that's going to be something, and at this point for the Haberdashers, anything will help. And here is, back at the top of the lineup, Trevor Knockmore. We were talking about Trevor Knockmore being a very strong player for the Haberdashers. Batting 299. 11 runs batted in. I think third in on the team. He's going to pop that one up, unfortunately, for an out. Unfortunately for him, not unfortunately for us. And here is Cowie Bangett. Easily the best batter for the Teetotalers. He is in the cleanup spot. He is batting .415 is his average, 13 RBIs, 4 home runs, 27 hits in total. He is quite the player, and a found jewel, I would say, for Chicago. He wasn't even starting at the very start of the season. He's played 16 games of this so far in the 19 games that we've seen in the season. And that is going to be a single for Curtis Burgess, bringing up Spray Bradley. And that shall be an easy catch for Doug Lumps, straight up in the air. And the first inning for the Teetotalers, where they were unable to score a run. It's 4-0 after 3. Here is Murky Goodbar. Murky Goodbar for the Haberdashers. Batting 275. 16 RBIs, so he's been making a lot of contact. I believe he leads the team in runs batted in. And he's going to try to help himself, but he's going to run right into Cowie Bangett, who will make the throw to first base, and Gert Johnson. Funky Carpenter pitching rather well. 4 innings in. 3 1/3 actually at 36 pitches. He is just gets through the legs of Mr. Carpenter. I'd rather than not hit him. Get out of the way, I think, is potentially a strong strategy. That is going to be in foul territory. A catch made by Gert Johnson. Out number 2 for the Haberdashers. Here's Hubbub Bologne. Hubbub Bologne, a very strong game, I believe, very recently. He's been consistently good. He leads, I believe he leads the Haberdashers in runs scored, 17. He's only batted in 6 of them, but he's gotten on base quite a bit. 28 for 30 out of 73 hits, out of 73 plate appearances, aside from foul ball Duncans, who does not have as many at-bats. Bologne leads the team in average, right ahead of Stump Phillips. And that is going to be the first on the board. 2 at that point. 2 runs batted in by Whiny Jagoff on that single. And the Haberdashers are starting to make a little bit of a run here. That is not going to be in the reach of Bowtie Harvey. He's a little limited in his fielding ability, but that's going to keep this run going. And the tying run is now on first base for Boob Jenner, third baseman. Trying to find his way into the lineup somehow, but he's batting 3 and 4, which is amazing to say that he's trying to find his way into the lineup. He's been sharing that with foul ball Duncans. And Bowtie Harvey is going to catch that one in shallow left field for the out. Well, another 2 shows up on the scoreboard, this time on the New York side. We don't appreciate that as much as we did the first time we saw a 2 and the second time, but nonetheless, still quite a game. Good game here for this evening. The Haberdashers taking a spirited comeback. But at the bottom of the 4th, Rasmus Auctions back on the mound, still facing down a 2-run deficit. And that should be an easy out. Hathaway scoops it up, makes the throw. And the catch by Murphy Goodbar. Here is Rasmus Auctions. Swing, and well, he can hit. He certainly can hit. Stump Phillips has to field it. And he's on with another single. I'm going to take a look at my statistics sheet to find out kind of a batsman Mr. Auctions tends to be. Even Mr. Carpenter has. It's actually very surprising. I think it was his first. That's his first hit. Prior to today, he's not gotten a single hit in any plate appearance. So only to him on that. Gert Johnson fouling that one off. Again, he had the 2-run home run in the first inning. And he's going to line that one right to the third baseman. Boob Jenner makes the throw to Goodbar. And that will be it. Rasmus Auctions leading things off here in the top of the 5th for the Haberdashers. Big swing on that for strike 1, facing Hunky Carpenter on 47 pitches. That'll just kind of graze off the bat. It'll be easily played. And Johnson the grab from the throw of Carpenter. Line up again. We're seeing Trevor Knockmore fouling that one off. He started things off with a base hit. He's going to have to run this one out. Escargot with the diving catch. The throw to Johnson. Out number 2 is recorded. Teetotalers. And with the Haberdashers still at the plate, it is Murky Goodbar. Second in the lineup, third in this inning, and he's going to ground it out this time to Bowtie Harvey. Throw to Johnson. Still good. A 1-2-3 inning, and the Teetotalers will take the plate once again. It's Throat Boulder. Batting 277, 11 RBIs, 4 home runs. And he's going to pop that one out to the pitcher, Rasmus Auctions. Kind of waiting for Throat Boulder to come alive on this field. It's not been as prevalent as I imagine that the Teetotaler fans would have hoped. But again, when you have such powerful bats like Gert Junction and Throat Boulder, you have to. There are very high expectations, but the Teetotalers have found the bats when they've needed it in the area of players like Cowie Bangit, and of course you have some role players like Sting Success right here, who's going to single that one on a line drive to center field. Hubie Guza will field it, and it will be a single to keep the inning alive for the Teetotalers. That's going to be dived onto by Knockmore. The throw to Goodbar. What an athletic play from Trevor Knockmore to get the out. At the end of 5, it is still 4-2. Bring up Stokely Hathaway, 1 for 2 for the Haberdashers today. Hathaway has been a very important player. He just takes it right on the side. Casually jogs to first base. I think that was clearly not intentional in any sort of way. Tip of the cap, of course, the universal apology, and perhaps a fruit basket sent to his hotel room later today. That is going to go off the big wall in center field. Spray Bradley will field it, and a triple with a run scoring. Well, they hit Hathaway with the ball, and he scores from first base. On that triple, another will score as they play that first. That is Phillips going to score on Hubie Guzels. Hubie Guzels at bat. It is now a tie game before we could even blink, and the Haberdashers are back in this. Here's Whiny Jagoff. Big strike one. He has not swung yet at this at bat. He's going to swing at that one. It's going to be a fly ball dropping into the gap between right and center. Throat Boulder will field it. And that is going to be a stand-up double for Whiny Jagoff, and the Haberdashers here in the top of the 6th are starting to come alive. They're putting a run together. That's going to potentially be a leading run. No, the fielding of Sting Success is going to hold the runner. Going to hold Whiny Jagoff at third. Doug Lumps on first. Here's Boob Jenner. Again, with all these statistics that we see of the Haberdashers, how strong batting side they are. This is just very scary. There's not a single player you can say, oh, okay, well, at least this person's up. As Boob Jenner is going to, the very least, send that one. Oh, it's going to go off the wall. It is fielded by Boulder. Jenner's in with a double at second, and the Haberdashers have taken the lead here in the top of the 6th with a runner on second and third. Only one out. It's now the pitcher's turn. It is Rasmus Auctions. Swings at that one. 1-2 the count. That is ball 2, 2-2. And it looks like Hunky Carpenter is going to come out for Dairy Hamper, so Hunky Carpenter's day looks like it's going to be over. There will be a double switch going on. Moopy Pound Cake coming in at catcher. So the backup catcher will sit for the purposes of the double switch. And it will be Bradley, Escargot, and Pound Cake. Up to bat here for the Teetotalers as they look to try to regain the lead, with Dairy Hamper getting that much important third out. And here's Moopy Pound Cake. Coming in off the bench in the double switch. That brought out the starting pitcher for the Teetotalers. He's going to make it count. He's going to put it deep into left field. Stump Phillips will field it. It will, in fact, hold Escargot on third. tries to go for the fancy... Oh, they try to go for the fancy down from Trevor Knockmore, but the pound cake stayed close to first base. Here is Gert Johnson. Smashes that very high in the air. I don't think it's got enough distance. And Hubbub Bologne makes the catch in center field. And the Haberdashers continue their batting ways. They seem to have woken up a little late for this game, but they have certainly come alive to take the second game of the series, as they are intending to do. Going to stay on first, but it is Goodbar moving to third, so Goodbar on third. Hathaway with the singles. This is Stump Phillips in the cleanup position. Fourth in the lineup. All one the count. He pops that one in the backstop, and is that going to be playable? Yes, Movie Pound Cake gets under it and records the out. That is ball one. Second pitch is a line drive to right field. Throwed Boulder, fields it, holds the runner at first and second, but unfortunately the sixth run for New York will score at this time, with Goodbar coming in from third. I believe that is Jagoff now, flying out to center field and tagging up. Tagging up is Stump Phillips. Doug Lumps with runners on the corners is going to sky that one, and chasing it down is the center fielder, Spray Bradley. He gets under it to prevent any more damage and add another one to the score sheet for New York. Here in the middle of the seventh, it is 6-4. Teetotalers have quite a bit to do at this moment. But Throat Boulder, Cowie Bangett, and Stink Success, pardon my mispronunciation or mumbling at the very least. They are in the lineup, and that's going to be a strikeout. Bringing up Cowie Bangett, who has not had his strongest performances today in a Teetotalers uniform, but always time to make things right, and he is a very reliable batsman. We've seen what he is capable of doing. 3-1, and he is going to walk for the second time this season. That's his second walk of the season, and he is now on first with only one out, bringing up Stink Success. Not a regular starter for the Teetotalers. He's batting .250 going into today. 2 home runs, however, and that's going to be the pitcher getting in front of it. It's enough to get the second out at first. It did not allow for the Fancy Dan double play, and Derry Hamper's day will be over. Bring in Umpty Pool as a pinch hitter, and it's going to matter because Umpty, pronounced with an umpty, of course, goes to first base, moving the runner to third. And that's how the run ends, just like that. A quick play from the shortstop Hathaway to Goodbar, and it leaves 2 on. Goop Gloppage will take the mound. Goop Gloppage for Chicago. And Gloppage here in the top of the 8th, looking to hopefully finish out the game. I'd love to see him get a closing situation. Although Jepson Schwanwich, usually the reserve closing pitcher for the Teetotalers. However, Gloppage does have 2 recorded to his name as well. 3 strikeouts in 21 innings pitched. If he comes in relief, his ERA is outstanding. 2.571. He's only allowed 19 hits from batters faced. Even better, his walks and hits per inning pitch. His whip is only at 1.38, a very new statistic. As scandalous and as perhaps crude and rudimentary that it sounds, whip, or the walks and hits per inning hit. It's a nice little word, doesn't it? I'm sure it will be a statistic to be used for a few days, maybe a few years, and then that will be about it. I'm sure it will fade like so many other things in our history. But for now, I think it's being used as quite a good determination of a pitcher. And Delmar Uptown, the closing pitcher, coming in for New York, looking to get 5 outs and get a save to his name. Delmar Uptown only has 1 save, only has come in one save situation. He has actually a 2-1 record for being a closing pitcher. So they have used him in times mostly when they've actually been in desperate need to win a game. And right now he is potentially losing it. He has the potential to lose it for the Haberdashers as the bases are now loaded with Throat Boulder, only 1 out. That's going to get just out of reach of the third baseman. It's going to be 1 out at first. It prevents a Fancy Dan double play. 1 run scores. Here is Howie Bang It with runners on second and third. The tying run is 90 feet away. And Bang It is going to bang it just past the glove of Phillips. Here come the runners. Boulder scores. The Teetotalers have regained the lead. And Delmar Uptown may have, in fact, blown this save opportunity. I don't know if it's an official save opportunity, but he is not looking in a good way. That is going to be a merciful 3rd out. Recorded. Knockmore diving onto it. Good bother catch. And the rally stops, but not before Chicago have an opportunity at this moment to end it in 3 outs. Goop Gloppage coming in as they go for a fielding expert. Boxer Ribeye coming in for Bowtie Harvey. A fielding expertise, and that's going to be out number 1. Spray Bradley had to back himself very much up. And here is Gauze Blacksmith coming in as a pinch hitter for Stokely Hathaway. Very interesting to see this. And it's going to pay off. He gets on base. He's going for 2. Throat Boulder had to hurl it from the very corner of this baseball park. And it's a stand-up double for Blacksmith, bringing up Stump Phillips. Smashes that one foul, but keeps it on the ground. Filling up the count here is Goop Gloppage. Only 14 pitches. He strikes him out. Big strikeout to Stump Phillips. Hubie Goozle, 2 for 4 today. Not an easy at-bat to get out for Goop Gloppage, but this could be the game. He lines it out, and Bradley underhand catches it. The Teetotalers come back to win this game. They start with the lead. They give it up in the middle of the game, and just at the very death of it, they regain the win and improve to 500, sending the New York Haberdashers to the same fate. 10-10 on the season, with the halfway point being the conclusion of this series just tomorrow. So, again, the line score, final score, the New York Haberdashers, 6 runs off 14 hits. The Chicago Teetotalers, 7 runs off 16 hits. Of course, you can check your afternoon papers tomorrow for the box scores and to see how your favorite players may have done. Say it was an offensive-heavy game. We enjoyed it quite a bit. Gert Junction and Nevada Escargot, in fact, with home runs for the Teetotalers. The winning pitcher is Goop Gloppage. after regaining the lead. Delmar Uptown getting the loss on his record for allowing 3 earned runs off of 4 hits in 2/3 of an inning. And of course, we go to our finest dandies of the day, brought to you by the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company. Did you know that honey wheat tobacco is grown only in states that are part of the Union? That's right, America loves its tobacco, and what could be more American than smoking cigarettes while saluting the flag? So if you're going to be saluting the flag and standing at attention, make sure you smoke wheat every day. The third finest dandy, all 3 dandies today, go to the Chicago side. Nevada Escargot for the home run in the 2nd inning. He went 2 for 4 today. Gert Junction is the 2nd finest dandy. He went 2 for 5 with a home run. His home run, of course, in the 1st inning. But it would seem our finest dandy of the day goes to Cowie Bangett with 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, and what I have to imagine would represent a winning run. We hope you enjoyed Teetotalers coverage of Chicago Teetotalers baseball here on WMAQ. My name is Hubbub Bologne. We certainly have enjoyed this game from a fan's perspective as the Teetotalers improved to 10-10, and they face the Haberdashers in the closing game of this series tomorrow before they have a day off, and then they welcome the Boston Ruffians here to Rothstein Park as the second half of the 1919 Continental League season takes shape. Starting to see a bit of a hierarchy as hopefully the Teetotalers can make a big push here in the second half of the season and show some vigor and some moxie, perhaps bring a championship here to Chicago. Well, this is WMAQ. My name is Hubbub Bologne, and we bid you a good evening.